You know what we haven't seen in a while on the PC Engine? A good old-fashioned Dragon Quest-style RPG. Well, don't worry, here's Benkei Gaiden, an RPG that does exactly what you'd expect it to. Now, the obvious question here is, who's Benkei and why does he have a side story? Well, Benkei's an actual historical figure. He was a monk who became a warrior and was a major figure in the Genpei War. I'm not going to drill too deep into that because there are multiple PC Engine games just about the subject. What's important for this game is that Benkei didn't just remain a historical figure, he became a figure of legend, appearing in folktales, novels, plays, a ton of video games. Basically, somebody that Japanese players could be expected to know. Benkei Gaiden features several historical figures like that, and Benkei's not even the star of the game. Instead, the plot is about Oniwana, a mysterious orphan boy who has no memory of his past. He's living at a monastery when a girl he likes is abducted by monsters, and as an RPG protagonist, he gets some cheap equipment and has to go kill the monsters. Rescuing the girl naturally leads to other adventures, and Oniwana will eventually team up with Benkei as well as other heroes. I didn't get far enough to see them. I don't have enough time to play the entire way through an RPG for these videos, but I'm assured they show up eventually. While you're exploring, you can press the A button to bring up a menu, and this is how you choose to talk, check out your status, change your equipment, use items and abilities, all of the obvious things. At the temple where you start, you'll have to get equipment from a shed, but this isn't very good equipment. The first town, which is just one screen away, has better stuff for you. There is a monk at the temple who will restore all of your hit points for free, but once you've leveled up, you'll want to visit the inn in town. The monk can't restore your magic power, while sleeping at the inn takes care of that. And the first ability that you get is to restore all of your health. So it's a vital one early on when you're trying to push the boundaries of your exploration. The temple, and every town after the first one, has somebody that you can talk to who will either give you a password or save your progress to the Tendo Koei 2 battery save unit. The initial passwords aren't too bad in terms of length, but they do grow as you progress through the game. Exploring outside of a town means that you'll encounter monsters, and the combat here works exactly how you'd expect. You can fight, use an ability, use an item, or run away, and you want to hit the monsters that are there until they're gone. If there's a group of monsters of the same type, then which one you hit is random. So if you're unlucky, you might distribute your blows evenly, letting those enemies get extra hits in on you. You're able to freely explore the overworld, which means it's very easy to walk to a place where you'll suddenly be confronted by monsters that are too tough for you. If you get defeated, you wind up back at your starting temple. If you defeat the monsters, then you get some experience and cash, and you'll level up pretty quickly at the start of the game. Initially, while I was leveling up, I could wander around a bit before I encountered something. Later on, particularly when I got into the dungeon, I started running into that issue with 8-bit RPGs of the era, where it was rare that I was able to take more than 2 or 3 steps before another fight started. This is a game that's really trying to grind you down with sheer quantities of encounters, and there really isn't enough variation among them to justify the sheer numbers of fights. When you set out, you probably won't be able to win 2 fights in a row, which means you'll just hang around the temple, pop back in for free healing, and then come out again. Eventually, you'll be tough enough to take on the first dungeon, which is a tower. Just be careful you don't accidentally walk off the edge, or intentionally like I did. If you progress further than I did in the game, then you'll eventually have a party of 4 heroes, and they'll fall into the standard fighter, magic user, healer paradigms. Eventually, Benkei Gaiden got a sequel, but it wasn't on the PC Engine. You'll have to hop over to the Super Famicom if you want to play that. Benkei Gaiden is remembered for being a standard RPG in Japan. The most notable thing about it for players was the historical setting. My view on things is that even though it is a bog-standard RPG, hitting every single common facet of the genre at the time, I also think the presentation is actually really good here. Like I mentioned, the PC Engine's been a bit lacking in traditional style RPGs, and while I don't think Benkei Gaiden could directly compete with any of the heavy hitters that were coming out in the next couple of months, like Dragon Quest IV or Final Fantasy III, I think any PC Engine fan who wanted something to scratch that RPG itch would have been pretty happy with it. It's not a top-tier game, it's just one that does the usual formula pretty well. Benkei Gaiden is a perfectly acceptable 8-bit RPG. Not an all-time classic, but also not the dregs of the genre.